Shalom, shalom, call I'm La Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakah Akwadash, double honors to the elders and the apostles, great millstone, shalom to Akim in the faith, doing work in truth and sincerity. I brought this out of lesson to be edifying and straight to the point. The title of this lesson will be Hard Times Are Ahead. The brother Gabar just made that lesson a few hours ago, if not last night, and I've seen that. And, that's real, straight to the point. Evil times are ahead. Evil times are on the way. The word evil, going back to bad times, evolution, when you use that prefix Eve, it goes to show you, time. And the word ill is likened unto, maliciousness and sickness and pretty much bad time. And you could read this. I'm in this Telegram chat, supposedly ran by Top G, which is Andrew Tate, and he's not the point. The point is the point that they made in this message that they sent this morning. It's just a motivational, like a alpha dog. They talk about finances, worldly shit, but you could pick up, scraps from them. It's pretty much bashing full-grown men that's out here on social media, bashing the grown men because they're not getting help, from their government, so forth and so on. But really, how motherfuckers supposed to use the government assistance is as a propeller, as a way to get ahead in society. But really what happens is they end up getting comfortable on it, and then, they make it their lifestyle. And they think, hey, this is the way to be. And then they start making future decisions off of their current help, not knowing that that's temporary help. If shit go left, this is how things won't look, or this is how things will look. But the thing is, it's hard for people to imagine these certain things and believe them when you've been living in America for so long and been getting treated so well, so kind, and you've been eating the best foods. Your shelter, your roof don't blow off, bombs don't drop 30 feet from your crib, water don't be dirty, electricity 24/7. Like, this shit has really rocked a lot of people to sleep and taken their imaginations out of what can go wrong. This place is so socially constructively comforting to people that it's hard for people to even see struggles. Like, the biggest struggles people see is power going out, then that shit gets fixed within a week. Or, food and different rationing, and there's pantries. There's a whole bunch of... Man, it's about to get so bad out here. You're going to see bread bowls and bread lines, man. The 2025 depression is going to be worse than the 2008, collapse, because in 2021 or 2020, 2019 economic hardships from the sickness, all that shit's about to look like cakewalk. Even the Great Depression from whatever years that was in, that's about to look like a cakewalk, because the inflation in the economy is way more saturated and fragile and worthless. The US dollar is even less powerful than it was ever before. Verse 19, 2nd Ezra chapter 16, behold, famine and plague, tribulation and anguish are sent in scourges for amendment. So all these different things, these different hardships are about to be sent really as a sign for humans to change, for them to be holy, for them to not be the way that they are. But they're too hard-headed. The world has shaping on them and has influenced them, to becoming this demonic, entity that they are. But really, ultimately, it's the Lord, choosing their life from the beginning of time. But for all these things, they shall not turn from their wickedness, nor be always mindful of the scourges. So things going to be going down, and, you're going to have that small group of people that's thinking about the Lord, thinking about, like, damn, things are out of course, because some people are conscious. The scriptures speak about that, how, our people are peculiar, how they have, that second nature God, like it says in Romans chapter 10, verse 2, a zeal. But, most people, they're going to be like, man, they're going to have so many excuses still, and they just going to be they're going to be thinking things can't get worse, and then Amos is going to hit them. It's going to be poly-crisis, and you think because you got in a bad accident or your wife got in an accident, you're on the way to the hospital to go see her, you can't get in an accident as well and freaking die or some shit, or lose both legs and bleed out. And your wife's already dead and you're fucking in a hospital with that bad news. Like, yeah, that's what's coming to Babylon the Great, man. And we can clearly see it and feel it. And, you know, even people of the world, man, are harping on these type of things. So when I hear Israelites of different camps are going against brothers' GMS doctrines about the hard times and the hardships that are coming upon us and the draconian measures, at this point, these dudes are bought and paid for, because there's people of the world, and the Lord has blinded them until the Lord will wake that particular individual up, if, you know, he will. But come, man, it's too plain and clear, man. The world is upside down. And right now, what's happening, even though we've been saying it for a while, we saying this is the beginning of Jacob's trouble. This is the calm before the storm. Man, this is really the calm before the storm, bro. Like, ain't no way 2026 gonna be nothing near normal, bro. Like, this year was literally, it was bad on paper. It wasn't bad in real life, if that makes sense. So, like, you can't see it on the people's faces and the countenance. You can see it on their energy, because they can't hide that, their spirit. And we got great discernment. But, you know, people about to get uglier, man, dead ass. It's about to be less showers. It's about to be less cosmetic things to keep people happy. It's about to be less food to keep people energized and to keep people up. It's about to be less quality ways of life of being able to do things, you know? Right now, you get extra sleep, you roll over, you go on the phone. You got different ways to let the brain relax so you can feel and look a different way, you know, once you refresh and rejuvenate it. But, you know, once these different privileges are stripped, man, people about to be looking like the movie, you know, with the Book of Eli. Behold victuals, meaning goods. That could be gas, that could be bicycles, that could be everything that makes, you know, the society move forward, but mainly food. That's the number one hitter right there. Once you start, bruh, people can't even fast out here, bruh. Like, once that food go out of business, people are gonna do anything, man. That's why the chip's gonna be a very influential, or not influential, a very influencing tool. They're not gonna have to do too much for that thing to jump off. The CBDC and all that shit. Once there's a little bit of hardship, once they know how to order the hell out some KO, man. You know, once they manipulate a little something here and there, they know how the rest of the dominoes fall in place for them. Shall be so good unto people on the earth that they shall think themselves to be in good cases. That's where it's at right there. You know, things were so damn cheap, and America was able to help you and get ahead and give you these different perks and privileges, and you're able to make these different moves in life, right? And instead of you, like, strictly and thinking about that, instead, you went ahead and you made decisions, lifelong decisions, or you sat on your ass and you didn't think nothing of it. You wasn't appreciative, super appreciative of it. Hey, these are what's coming out of, man, because you thought you was in a good case, right? But here, this is what's going on. It says, and even then shall bad times, which is evils, grow upon the earth. Sword, famine, and great confusion. For many of them that shall dwell upon the earth shall perish of famine. So a good deal of the population of the earth is going to die due to lack of food and lack of bread, because one man is taking over that bread, or there's not enough bread for two men to eat. You know, not even one man to eat, not even half a man to eat. It's going to be a lack, man, to where you can't even fight somebody for something. Like, for one, you don't got the energy, and for two, it's not even there. Like, you can fight the man, but you're going to have to eat him. Like, that's the only thing you ultimately going to do. Ain't nothing else to eat. And the others that shall escape, the hunger shall destroy. So in other words, there's no escaping this, man. You know, right when you didn't think this can get worse, hey, fucking hunger didn't get us. We stocked up a lot of pasta, thank God. So high-fiving, here you go. A Dodge Ram just running down your freaking house. Like, you gotta, these are the times we in. Yeah, if you go on Snapchat or you listen to these different social media people speaking about their day-to-day lives, you can clearly tell this is where we're headed, man. Road ragers going. I'm talking about females getting in road ragers. Like, real deal road ragers. I'm talking about where they up in the blick and they using the blick like a real savage. I'm talking about shit we probably wouldn't even be doing. Of course, we wouldn't be doing that out of the way they doing it. I'm talking about to defend ourselves. You know, a lot of brothers, you know, of course, the Lord with you. You're going to do what's got to be done. But, you know, everybody think they could just up the tool and just take a life like it's just easy. You know, you gotta have balls. But for a female to do that, man, I go to show you, I'm trying to paint a picture of like how cold this place is getting. Well, this place been getting cold, but it's getting colder for sure. I'm gonna bring out this, I'm gonna go to 22 and then I'm gonna go to 24 and bring that out. bit. Actually, I'm gonna go to 24 and bring this out. The gospel of the kingdom shall be. No, that's not what I want. I want 22, and I want 13. Okay, I want 22 and 13. Bear with me, Baba Shah. Oh, no. That was 24. Lack of iniquity. (24 and 12). Don't have 14, not 13. Salakia. I went right over and it's highlighted. I'm driving Salakia. It reads, and this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached into all the world for and witness unto all nations, and then the end shall come. Wait, where am I starting at? 12. That's what I'm starting at. Salakia. And because iniquity shall abound, iniquity meaning sin upon sin, because iniquity shall be, pretty much the common denominator here. It says the love of many shall wax cold, man. That's right, because this place is sinless, it's godless, and that's what's gonna make people uproar one another when shit hits the fan and they try to build a community. Is the fact that they don't have a common denominator being the Holy Spirit to glue them together. So they're not gonna have the same values, and they don't see the same end goals and prizes, So here you are, you're on the same page with a motherfucker, but they getting hungry, and you telling them that the Lord's gonna feed you, but they don't believe in all that. So they gonna fucking take over you, bro. So really, the only camps and the real teams is gonna be, brothers. Once the Lord link us up with one another, you never know how Jacob's trouble gonna be, but Lord willing, we're able to have that sense of community. Different brothers have had visions and dreams. Everybody's gonna have a different walk, but at the end of the day, we gotta walk. We gotta walk that walk. We gotta back up all that talk with our actions if we're ready to die, for our Lord Yahweh Shai, for his name, for his glorification. Going down verse 22, it says, and except those days should be shortened. These days right here, which we in the day, that's why time is feeling so fast. That's why yesterday was just Monday, and today's already Wednesday, man. That's why it goes from 2 o'clock to 10 o'clock, and you roll over, the naps over, all that shit. But yeah, time's fine because the earth is literally spinning faster. This is a known fact that you can go on Google. I'll do that real quick. Is the earth spinning faster? Yes, the earth is spinning faster than it has in the last 50 years, making days slightly shorter, though change is measured in millions of seconds. That's right. Hey, that goes back to the scriptures, man. Though change is measured in millions of seconds. The human brain can't just fathom, different time. The human brain can't really discern time from time because we're on a Gregorian calendar. This is not how we were born, man. This is not how, the Lord looks at time, especially. So although things may be seeming at one speed, for the Lord, it's another speed. So that's why prophecy is moving, because you may be thinking or trying to judge it on your own false scale, but really, it's so many checkpoints to put forth and to see one day to the Lord. And I'll wrap up after that. It reads 2 Peter chapter 3, verse 8. In the KJV, it says, bear with me, Baba Shah. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day with the Lord is as 1,000 years, as 1,000 years is as one day. So, things are happening, man. You miss one day, speaking of myself first and foremost, even with this, even in the world, we're not even talking about with brothers making lessons and stuff, or you making a lesson. you miss a lot, you know. So I'm talking about like just keeping up with geopolitical warfare and the news and things of that sort. You got to be up on game and on time. Can't be behind. Can't be late. Because next thing you know, once you go update yourself, it'd be so much other shit that you can never process things. So it's like you gotta do a lot more homework. So you gotta just stay ready. So we don't gotta get ready. With that, until next one. I'm on.